I'm Mark Mullins in Austin. A family is demanding answers 2 months after an apartment fire claimed the lives of 3 children. Several other people were injured as well. Back in March, that fire burned the apartment complex on Burleson Road in southeast Austin. Reporter Daniel Gomez heard from the family about what they're hoping to learn from investigators.
The Luceros continue to pick up the pieces.
Now they're trying to rebuild a family of 6 to a family of 3.
More than 2 months ago, an early morning fire killed 3 children, Anaya, Athena, and Jeremy.
We just want answers. I know right now there's not any, but we want to make sure it doesn't fall on the wayside.
With the investigation still underway, an Austin Fire spokesperson tells KVUE the department has combed through the apartments, conducted interviews, coordinated with federal agents and private investigators hired by the family and other parties involved. But still, nothing yet that can tell grieving family members how this happened.
Right now, we are simply seeking answers. We want to understand how this happened and whether anything could have been done to prevent it.
Community groups now join the family in this search for answers.
The Lucero family needs answers of how this fire happened and how they lost their children. Until this day, we still don't have the answers. And we're calling on city officials to give us answers.
The Luceros wishing to move on with half the family and a dream now fully destroyed.
This was going to be the last year in this apartment complex. My son and his wife were saving up to buy a home. The children were so excited. They kept telling me all the time, "Grandma, we're going to get a house. We're going to get a house." So it took their future.
In South Austin, Daniel Gomez, KVUE News.
We also reached out to the property managers for Burl North Apartments. They say they have no comment on the investigation, but do offer their condolences to the family. The Texas Education Agency is rejecting Austin ISD's turnaround plans for 3 failing middle schools. AISD had filed paperwork with the TEA seeking approval of a partnership with an external partner called the Texas Council for International Studies to run Burnett, Dobie, and Webb middle schools. That partnership would have given AISD more time to improve grades there. But the TEA sent a letter to AISD rejecting that plan, saying that TCIS has failed to demonstrate a track record of managing campuses or improving academic performances. If a school fails for long enough, the state can come in and take over an entire school district. In response to the TEA's letter, a spokesperson for AISD says that they're disappointed in the TEA's response, but look forward to sharing details that reinforce the district's certainty that TCIS will meaningfully improve outcomes at those schools. Nearly 3 months ago, a mass shooter armed with an AR-15 style rifle attacked on West 6th Street, killing 3 people and injuring 16 others in the heart of Austin's bustling entertainment district. His attack stopped in just 53 seconds by 3 Austin police officers, preventing further bloodshed. We are hearing from those 3 officers who are sharing their extraordinary account publicly for the first time of taking down a gunman as hundreds of people around them dove for safety. Here's senior reporter Tony Plahetsky.
I was probably looking at my watch saying I've got 32 minutes until I can go home.
There is no typical Saturday night or early Sunday morning on Austin's 6th Street, but Austin police officers Nicholas LaBarbera, Keston Campbell, and Artur Markov say the morning of March 1st was as uneventful as it gets.
We were all just there talking to each other, but at the same time making sure that we kept eyes on the crowd and everyone, making sure everybody goes home.
But each of these 3 officers working a voluntary overtime assignment that night
everybody cleared the area.
Knows that a routine evening can change in an instant.
Because we don't know where the gunshots came from.
And that's what happened at 1:58 a.m.
This is Austin 911. Need police, fire, EMS.
It was a moment that pushed each of them into the center of one of the city's worst mass casualty events since the University of Texas tower shooting 60 years ago.
We're hiding behind a car.
All of a sudden, they hear details from 911 callers.
There has been a shooting at Lucas on 6th Street. There are people dead over here.
And the earliest reports from arriving officers.
We probably have about 6 or 8 people that have actually been shot.
Standing at the corner of 6th and Netchess Streets, Officers Campbell and La Barbera jumped into their patrol car and sped toward the scene.
There wasn't a oh crap moment. It was a feeling of, okay, cool, this is happening, we're going.
All of the pertinent information that we'd had up to that point, which was just radio traffic, was that the suspect had fled the scene in a vehicle and they turned westbound on 6th Street.
While we were showing up, nobody knew where he was.
There was more gunshots.
Officer Campbell, behind the wheel of the patrol car, parks as the shooter, who had initially opened fire with a pistol, returns to the area outside Buford's backyard beer garden and begins shooting again. Hundreds of people in the area. La Barbera and Campbell bolt from their patrol car.
Hey, I'm with you.
Officer Campbell touches him on the shoulder and gives him this reassurance.
I'm with you.
Officer Campbell begins screaming,
Down! Everybody down!
As soon as I said, get down,
Down!
about 20 or 30 of those people just magically disappeared. They found every nook and cranny to conceal themselves.
We kept asking people, like, where is he, where is he?
Where is it? Where is it?
Within seconds, they see the shooter.
It felt like he just materialized out of nowhere.
The shooter opens fire
Heard that first round crack over our heads.
before both officers shoot him. Officer Markov, alone in his patrol car, moves in from another direction.
See him basically walking and shooting.
When he realized that all bystanders are out of the way, he also opens fire. An FBI investigation has since found the shooter was inspired by the U.S. military action in Iran a day earlier, but had no ties to a larger terrorist group. In the past 3 months, each officer has grappled with what happened in his own way. Officer Markov, who immigrated to the U.S. from Russia and has a 2-year-old, says being a father has helped him remain focused.
I'm really thankful for my daughter. She helped me a lot. But I also wanted to get back to patrol as soon as possible to basically normalize my life back.
Officer Campbell, who grew up in Chicago and who had always planned to be an English teacher before joining APD, says family in his native Trinidad has guided him through what happened from a world away.
I'll say not only is it not normal to have to take somebody's life, but it's also not normal to realize that someone is indeed trying to take yours.
And Officer La Barbera, who came to Austin from New Jersey to join the department, plans to return home for a new job in law enforcement. He's been in touch with some of the victims from that night.
Hearing their perspective was something I'd never even considered. So I'm very grateful for that, and that has helped me really process this and kind of move forward with my life.
Each of the officers say they believe they were prepared for this moment and believe they were right where they needed to be at the right time, doing the job they promised to carry out.
That's why we signed up to do this job, right? To stop bad people and save innocent people, because ultimately our job is to preserve life.
Policing experts point out that no situation is ever exactly the same, but the response to this mass shooting stands in sharp contrast to how hundreds of law enforcement officers reacted 4 years ago this week when they waited 77 minutes to take down that gunman, a botched response that we spent months examining.
And that is all from us in Austin. We hope you have a great day.